Hello, my dear kindergartners, first graders. Okay, here you have a new project, and the project is to celebrate one of the most exciting artists that is still living and is still doing work. Yes, that's Mrs. Faith Ringgold. Here she is, look. See her right here? That's Mrs. Faith Ringgold. She is one of the most celebrated African American artists. Yes, she was born in Harlem, right here in New York City, okay? And she is still working. She is still producing art. And one of the things that she became very, very famous is her quilt. See her quilt here? Okay, let me change it. So, see? That's one of her quilts. So one of the cool things about Miss Ringgold is that Miss Ringgold, she embraced a lot of things from her African roots, like the fabrics with the patterns, okay? So Africans, they love to use some patterns on their clothes, like you see here, people painting patterns and wearing the fabrics. And Mrs. Ringgold, she is the grandchild of a slave, and her grandma, when she was a slave, she used to work with quilts down in Florida, okay? So a slave was when Africans were brought here and they did not have any freedom. So when Mrs. Ringgold was in college, that was the time for the Civil Rights Movement. Yes, we're celebrating Black History Month. Yes, this is February, Black History Month. So the Civil Rights was when the African Americans gained the right to many, many things that everybody had, but they didn't, okay? So which was very wrong, but that was in the 60s. So Mrs. Ringgold was in art school and she said, you know what? I'm gonna make art to celebrate African Americans. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna celebrate African American. And she started to do those beautiful quilts with the stories related for the struggle that the African Americans went through the history. And she has a lot of that. Now, one cool thing about her, if you wanted to know more about Mrs. Ringgold, she has the school book, the Tar Beach series, and it's a little girl, Cassie, which is kind of like Mrs. Ringgold, okay? And one of the things that Cassie did is she would fly over the city. Yes, in New York. They live by the George Washington Bridge. So Cassie flies over the city and she could see everything with different eyes. And that's what we're going to do. Yes, we're going to use Miss Ringgold's idea and we're going to make yourself fly. Yes, so you're going to fly now. You're going to have to see where you're going to fly to. Now, what? You don't know how to draw a person flying? I have a little trick to help you. Okay, so I'll show you on the table. Now, remember one thing. Mrs. Ringgold, she did her work to celebrate African American history and African American art, okay? And that's what I want you to think about when you're doing that, okay? We're going to talk more about African American artists this year, okay? There's so many, and Mrs. Ringgold is one of my favorite artists. I saw one of her exhibitions in 2018, and if you wanted to go and see one of her huge, beautiful quilts, you can go to the Guggenheim Museum in New York City, okay? All right, so let's move to the table and let's do yourself flying just like Miss Ringgold, okay? Here we go. Okay, so start with a little rectangle, okay? And then put an oval right at the line. You see, right at the line? Then just draw two little lines for the legs. We'll change it a little bit. Then two little lines for the arms. Okay, then erase inside the head. Okay. All right. See? How is it? Now, we're going to just bold it like we did with the letters. Remember? Just going to make the lines a little thicker. Okay. Now, I'm going to make a girl first, so I'm going to put a little dress. See how I do it? I erase a little bit the extra lines always. Okay, I'm going to add a little hair flying in the sky. See? Okay, now I have to look sideways. So remember when we did profile, so it has to be sideways. See that? So here is my little hair. So I have the mouth and I have the eyes and I can put a little nose too, okay? With the boy, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna make the rectangle. I will make the oval there. I erase, remember that line? So I have the head, okay? So my head is tucked. I put the legs, arms. I bold the lines again, remember? Make them double, okay? Right? Now, I'm gonna put a little short for so I make a little triangle and I erase it. Now it looks like a short. See that? Here we go. I'll put a little hair, don't have too much hair. Same thing, just one eye and a nose and the ear looking at the side of the mouth, see? Okay? Then I'm gonna put a little shirt on here. You see how I do the shirt? All right, you got it? That's it then, where I want him to be. I want them to be in the mountains. I draw some mountains. I'll put a moon, I'll put some stars there. You're the artist, decide. Give a little motion by adding a few lines. See this? So, with the boy, what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna make a city. Okay? It's up to you, right? You don't have to do two. You're gonna choose yours. See that? I'm just adding a city. Oh, I'm gonna put an airplane there. Why not? Some clouds. Okay, all right, and here you go. I am ready to color. So, are you ready to fly around? Huh? Just like Miss Ringgold's book? Okay? So, if you wanted to do the frame before coloring, you can do it too, okay? That's up to you, alright? I chose to do mine after, but you can build the frame before and then draw in the middle, okay? Alright? Later, I'll do this one too, because I like it, alright? Okay? Now, go ahead. I want to see you're flying. Where are you going to fly to? Are you going to fly to the city? Are you going to fly over Allendale? Oh, that's a good idea, Mr. Souza. Or are you going to fly in the mountains? Snow. Where are you going to fly? In the ocean? I don't know. You are the artist. So you choose it. So let's celebrate Faith Ringgold's art. Okay? And you know what, by the way? She's 91. And she's still doing artworks. Yes. In Inglewood, New Jersey. That's Miss Ringgold. Okay? Bye-bye, everybody. I'll talk to you later.